I'm Jeff Bradshaw, Redneck Restorations. This old truck brought to you by ElderlyIron.com. Well, the transfer case has been in cold storage here for a little bit. Time to throw it up in the frame. So with the transfer case at a nice working height, need to get our brackets set up. So the brackets both point toward the inside, like that. Now I did notice on these, when I was cleaning them up, on the casting numbers, one has a 4, the other one has a 1. 4, right there, 1. That would indicate that there are 4 different styles of these brackets. And if you look closely, you will see where the holes are drilled. This is toward the edge. That's more in the center. So I went and looked at Whitey's transfer case. Lo and behold, Whitey has a 1 and a 3. Well now, that means that I had a bracket that's different than these on Whitey, which is where I took the dimensions to drill the holes in the cross member. So I may end up with a problem in all this because the holes aren't drilled in the same location on the number 4 as they are on the number 3. So I may have to end up opening these holes. But the one with the holes closest to the edge goes next to the shift rails. The other one goes over there. But I gotta get some grommets on here first. Of course, now the stud came out on this one, so I'm gonna have to thread that through the bracket when I put it on. Like that. More bushings. Yes, I know I have one painted bracket and one primered bracket, but since everything is getting a coat of semi-gloss black once it's all assembled, there's not much point in painting both brackets. This just happened to get done at a later time. What we got here? That's a 7/8. Now because there's rubber isolators on here, that means you don't torque these bolts down. Just going to go down far enough to where you can get the cotter pin through the hole on the castellated nut. I don't really have the size of washer that you're supposed to have on here because they didn't really use the correct washers on the Krusty to begin with. That one lines up. Basically, I'm going with the nut being flush to the top of the stud. Next, now you may wonder, why is it he's got his stuff all sitting way over there? Well, that's because this is in the camera angle, and to get a good shot of it, and that's where I'm heating everything up. Because it's cold out here. Which means I'm going to show you something else. My buddy Scrapper Joe, he stopped by one day and he had this stainless barbecue grill in the back of his truck. He was scrapping. I said, no, don't do that. Let me look at it first. So I looked at it and the burners were all eaten up in it and they're $36 a piece and there's 3 of them. Let's just go ahead and scrap it. But before we do that, let's take that rotisserie out of there, that infrared rotisserie. So I took the infrared rotisserie out of it. I also took that burner off of it, the side burner, because it's got like ceramic in it. It's really cool. Well, it's really hot, but it's really cool. So then all my stuff is sitting above the heater there, getting warm. And there you have it. Where'd my bracket go? Right here. Then you go to talking and lose track of what you're doing. I need that stud. I just picked it up. Should be laying right here. So I need a washer too. Big dummy. So a washer. So stud. Washer. Grommet. Drop the heavy bracket on your toe. Drop the nut in the gravel. Points toward the inside. Next grommet. Grommet. Washer. Nut. I didn't mark it again. Where'd be the hole at? There it is. Guess this one doesn't matter. Two things you can do. You can either put cotter pins in each one of these, or you can use wire. Wire. Because it's cheaper and I got a lot of it that I can't get off the spool. Here we go. So then, now for the wonderful task of taking this 200-pound gearbox and lifting it up to the frame high enough to install it. I might be able to use this. Maybe I will. These things hurt real bad. Stable? Yes. In the event the transfer case should fall off of here, it still ain't gonna hurt it none. What? No. Can't do this to me. I know I should have one of them little clamp things on here, but I ain't got one of them little clamp things on here. Let's see what I do before. I thought I put a clove hitch on here, or a half hitch. Yeah, that is what I did. Well, that's what I was afraid of. But I might be able to get it where I need it. I go back 6 inches, which will drop the wheels of the cart off of the flooring, but the cart won't go over backwards because all the weight's on the front of it. And it's got to come to me too high. Oh, don't you do that. I think I can shift that into position. Bolts. That pretty much puts us where we need to be. On this side, still don't know if this side lines up yet. Well, I see. This had dual exhaust on it. Got a muffler bracket right there, which is interfering with that. That means that muffler bracket has to come off. Alright. Break out the zip wheel. That broke loose. I can see where that's bending. I'll save that for a later date. This is not paint. It is rust reformer. Not that I have any rust to reform. I just keep it from rusting. Where was I? Oh yeah. Put the bolts in. That won't do anything. A wedge will. Why? It looks like it will line up. I can't raise this anymore because it's already tight here. So I have to continue wedging. I have to go get some cold tools. Don't you go anywhere. Like that. Like that. What's that? 3/4 and 11/16. That one is a 3/4. You may have noticed I started them all before I tightened them. Some of you may have noticed I didn't use any flat washers. And that's because in the original installation, there were no flat washers. So I'm going to think that's a 13/16 nut. These are 9/16 bolts. So if a 1/2 inch bolt will take 85 to 110 pound-feet, I really don't think I need to go that high on these. So I'm not gonna. And since I'm not clamping down anything that's going to break on me because of doing that kind of thing, I'm not going to walk it up. I think 85 will suffice. Got nothing to pin the wrench against. Well, I guess that is a cast bracket. So I guess I will walk it up. I don't know where I'm at, but I'm going to stop right there. Alright, you gotta go. Click! Okay, transfer case installed. I gotta find that other pin. It was 13/16, or it is. Well, 3 of them are 13/16 anyway. The 7/8 nut. Drive shafts are ready to go in, but before I put them in, I'm going to hit this with a little bit of black. Either way, it won't work like this. Well now, that looks a little different now, doesn't it? Okay, here's what happened. When I assembled that transfer case, then it's time to go see